Welcome to Jadekind Gaming. My name is Adam, and today I have another couple unboxings for Dungeons & Dragons Icons of the Realms by WizKids. I'll be opening up the adult black dragon and the adult green dragon, which I have gotten to pair with the red and blue adult dragons that I've already gotten. You know, just working my way through the chromatics here. So let's begin with the black dragon. This guy here. Looks like opens right here. Got this giant cardboard box. Which, just of note, has like a swamp interior instead of just generic D&D amberstand icons like the previous dragons have had. Just an interesting note. And every one of these dragons, I end up stabbing myself with because they got sharp bits here and here and here. That's not too bad. That one kind of bad. Those are just, these things are covered in sharp bits. Okay. All right, let's start with just an overall impression here. Spin this thing around. So we got the black dragon, of course the iconic horns. He has sort of tan fading on his wings. They've all, had some sort of contrasting color as part of them. Sort of same tan for the underbody. They do the same thing as always. Space according to the rules. Space that he actually takes up. Although they have at least all three of his feet inside that circle, and the bulk of his body at least within that base, so they're doing better than some of them have. As his tail wraps around to stay in it. And before moving on to some close-ups, I figure for this one, I'll compare it to the blue dragon, who has the closest similar pose. His wings are a little bit bigger. Actually, I'll grab red as well. So his wings are about the same size as the red dragon. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, similar in pose, sort of to the blue. Obviously, just the way that they hold their body is a little different. How spread out the blue is and how crouched the black dragon looks. Yeah, fairly similar in scale. And we'll zoom in and get some detail. Okay. So, I feel like his jaw is kind of weird. It looks like it would be soft because of how thin it gets right there, but it's not. Yeah, you can see sort of the detail there, and it's got some of the armor plates underneath. The cross sort of scales throughout the body. Go to this fin on top, which gives way to these plates on the back. Claws here. Lots of just ridges on the wings, but no apparent veins like the red dragon had. You can see these spots where there are the joints in the wing. You get claws on the end of those. You can kind of tell me other side. Just here, this ridge here. Here's where the different fingers for the wing separate. Okay, see some detail there. Yeah. Otherwise, got our black dragon there. And so now we will move on to the green dragon. You can see here. This tape. This one just has the ampersand pattern like the blue and red dragon did inside the box. Which, while the inside of the box might not really matter, I will note that I have so far been keeping my dragons in their boxes, as I have no better place to keep them that won't get them covered in dust. Okay, a little bit. Alright, so we have the green dragon. Again, same base situation, although I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I will say this is off-center from this. Maybe it's on-center for the dragon. It actually might be. But it's off-center from this. Like, maybe they had to move the actual plastic over in order to get this to properly balance. Ouch. So on this one, we got spiky bits on the back all throughout. Yeah, basically. Particularly bad right at the tail. And some of the claws are a bit spiky on the wings. And these are a little bit, they're not too bad. This is the danger spot. Because all these dragons have something dangerous when you try and just handle it randomly. Okay. So this one is, again, one that is in flight. But this one is actually kind of flying downward, which has left it to be basically, like, at least the box I was noticing so far is, like, the largest box. Because it's off the ground, flying down with wings up. Yeah, so he's a big one. This is a big one. And also has its tail fully extended out, not wrapped up around itself. Maybe these are kind of veins like the red dragon has going across the wing there. This one's contrasting color looks to be darker around here and here. Otherwise, yeah. One here. And so, compare it to the other flying one we have, the red dragon. Wings close in scale, maybe a little longer right here at the skinny part, but the bulk of them looks to be about the same scale there. Let's put them next to our other ones. And like, especially compared to this one, who is kind of really coiled up on itself, this just seems so much bigger. But I want to compare either of them just to a medium-sized creature. They're big. And I didn't do that with him, but because he's on the ground, this one's not even a question. But with the flight stand, I always kind of, it's like, can I poke it around, and it wobbles a little, but it's balanced, so it'll stay. So I get some detail here. Something with the face there. Okay. So, you got sort of rows of plates here going down. Indistinct sort of scales around here. We have the plates on the undercarriage. The spikes on the forearms. This ridge that goes all the way down, and this part's really pokey. You really can tell the spikes on the forearms, like on the elbows there. And then the color and texture on the wings. You see on both sides. Definitely some variation in that color as the wing sort of spreads out. But yeah. So that's very cool. I got I got a game coming up, I don't know, probably in a year or so, where I wanted the red, blue, and green particular, because I think they'll be involved in it, so that's cool to have. And I mean, at that point, I might as well keep collecting the others. I'm sure I'll get white at some point. But it is nice to just sort of have a collection of these really massive dragons, because there is a normal person scale. It's like quite a impressive figure to put out on the table, and yet still manageable enough to make it seem worthwhile to put it out on the table. I've yet to be convinced that, like, the Tiamat one that is yay big, I'm like, I don't get the point. I'm like, I'm not maneuvering that around the table at all. I have it, at least with the blue one, I've gotten to use that in a battle. But yeah, so growing collection. Like I said, like, I have thus far, the only place I've found to store these is putting them back in their box, which obviously takes up more space, but at least then I can stack them and they don't get covered in dust, which I know they would, because the box gets covered in dust. So, and they got all these intricate details, so gotta keep them protected there. But yeah, so couple more chromatic dragons to go with the ones that I already have. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Tell me any good encounters you've made or been up against green or black dragons. Thank you for watching. I'll link down below where you can pick them up online. Bye.